Hey guys, Fohammer here with a review of Halo 4, probably one of the biggest AAA releases that will come out this year. Okay, so the plot is you as Master Chief are start off drifting through space and pretty much run into a Forerunner planet, as you will find out will be called Requiem. On this Forerunner planet, you will come across a new type of enemy, the Prometheans, and the person leading them is the Didact, which will be the person you aim to conquer throughout the course of the game. During which you of course have Cortana with you the whole time, leading the way and assisting you. Now, there's some interesting things about Cortana that I won't mention because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. You know, find out for yourself. But the storyline on this one is absolutely fantastic. I was really gripped by it. I mean, the first Halo was amazing, and the subsequent Halos after that I wasn't that impressed with. They weren't as good. It was kind of more along the same themes. But the storyline of this one's really definitely caught my interest. And having played it through to the end now, it's an epic game. Really worth playing, if nothing else, just for the storyline. Visuals in Halo 4 are stunning, absolutely amazing. They've really thought about how each level opens up, and when you start a level, there's usually a small walkthrough, and as you come out of the walkthrough, it really does open up and shows you the Halo universe that you're playing with, and the Requiem setting that they've used. Each level has its own very distinct look and feel about it, and you can't really mix one from the other. They're very separate, distinct, which is nice. It gives each level a fresh new appeal. And the first time you play single player, you will no doubt be impressed by just how much detail has gone into the levels and the world that you're gaming in. The graphics are without a doubt the best I've seen on Xbox in a long time. They really have pushed the boundary with Halo 4. And if you're not impressed by how it looks, then I'd be slightly concerned, because it just looks absolutely fantastic. So what about gameplay? Well, it's exactly what you'd expect from Halo 4. Anything in the Halo series, the physics are pretty much identical. I can't really notice much difference from any other Halos in recent years. I would, if the formula works, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it, which I think is probably the methodology that they've used here, which is good because you know what you're getting and you get straight on with it. Okay, so what about the weapons in Halo 4? Well, you see all your standard favourites that you had before. So obviously you have your sidearm, your automatic assault rifles, your sniper rifles, rocket launchers. Of course, you get your the Covenant variants, so the Covenant sidearms, the sniper rifles. Then you get the Needlers. Of course, the energy sword is in there. Covenant carbines. You get your shotguns of both factions, both UNSC and the Covenants. You also have the Prometheans weapons as well, which are amazing. When you initially pick each weapon up, it kind of gels together. It's difficult to explain. I'll try and get some video footage of that in this video, so you can see what I'm talking about. And each with their unique, distinct abilities. You'll never be left wanting for an appropriate weapon for too long. Of course, you can pick up your foe's weapons and get to try everything out. I'd definitely recommend trying each weapon once, because there's some epic weaponry in this game, without a doubt. So what about the vehicles in Halo 4? Well, you get to, of course, drive Warthogs. You'd be disappointed if you didn't at some point. You get the Mongoose, which is kind of like the quad of the Halo universe. You, of course, get the chance to take control of Ghosts, as you did before. Pelicans, you can fly the Pelicans, which is pretty cool. The only thing I'd say about Halo 4 is it doesn't allow you to use the vehicles as much as you might like. I mean, I got to use the Warthog a couple of times in single player, Mongoose I think once in the entire time, the Pelicans, which are great fun to fly. but you don't really get a big enough chance in the world to actually fully open up and use them properly. It'd be nice to see some epic firefights. And last, but by no means least, is a new vehicle, the Mantis, which is a huge mech type vehicle. With the mech, you can use the full auto cannon, machine cannon, and you get rockets. I believe they're heat-seeking rockets as well. You can fire off, as well as a powerful stomp close quarter attack. It's pretty epic, and you definitely want to use that vehicle as much as possible. In fact, it features in a couple of levels quite heavily, which is really good. The soundtrack is exactly what you'd expect from Halo 4. It's well polished, ties in completely to the gameplay that's going on. So important plot storylines and the moments that are designed to pull at your heartstrings a little bit have the appropriate music for that, as well as the battle scenes. You can tell when something's building. They've put a lot of time and effort into the soundtrack. In fact, I think I've seen it on Xbox Live as being available to buy. I'm not sure it's that good that I'd buy it, but yes, obviously they're quite proud of it, and rightly so. Put a lot of time into it. Weapon sound effects are as good as the visuals in that respect, really. They tie in nicely. Big guns sound nice and meaty, the littler guns sound appropriately smaller. So the sounds really help to immerse you. I usually play with a headset on, so I really appreciate decent sound effects, without a doubt, So overall, yeah, I won't lie, I'm very impressed by Halo 4. The previous couple of Halos, I didn't get as into them as I'd hoped to on the single player, and so as a conclusion, really, to my single player review, I'd say that if you haven't been into the Halo series for perhaps a couple of releases, this one may well be worth a look, because I've played it and I'm extremely impressed. I'll continue playing it, and I'm looking forward to getting into the online multiplayer, which I'll do a separate review for, because that looks quite complex and quite deep for the brief look that I've had at it. But yeah, as a single player game, absolutely phenomenal. It's definitely an experience. Even if you don't want to buy it, borrow it, rent it, just at least play the single player, because it's got a good story to tell. It plays out well. It looks gorgeous. It sounds great. So yeah, try it. Let me know what you think.
Look out! Well, he's just a ray of sunshine, isn't he?